Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got an exciting blend for you guys tonight, so we'll get this started really soon. Right now, the tea is brewing. I know that I'm still trying to get used to my new format, and I guess I waited slightly too long for it to start my tea. So there's gonna be a little bit of a delay. Sneha, welcome. So tonight's blend is a once a year holiday special for St. Patrick's Day from Adagio. It's called Irish Stout. Now this thing smells incredible. It has Assam black tea in it. It's cocoa nibs, natural flavors, and shamrock shaped sprinkles, which is incredible because this thing smells just like chocolate. So here is what it looks like right off the bat. Really, really dark, really dark leaf teas, and you can see the little green sprinkles in there. There you go. Excuse me. So you have like you can see it's going to be very flavorful because those are some really long cut leaves, and that means that there's going to be more flavor packed inside. So right now, while it's brewing, it smells incredible. It's like very chocolatey. Um, I have had this before, just once, and I figure it would be great to share it with you guys because this is like it's a once a year blend. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, the leaves they're very profound, like about yay big. And when they open up, they're gonna release all of that flavor, which I'm really looking forward to. The shamrock, the shamrock sprinkles. You mean? Yeah, yeah. They're like Lucky Charm marshmallows, just tiny little versions of it, pure sugar. It's gonna make the blend. Oh man, right now it's this. All I smell is chocolate, and this is perfect for tonight because tonight has been a little bit stressful. If you guys have been keeping up with the news, they started with the quarantine. Get it? Quarantine. I stole that from Jose, so if it didn't make you laugh, blame him. Anyway, um, so it's very fudgy. It's like dark chocolate. It smells incredible. So I can't wait to start. But the right now the timer going is taking a while. What kind of tea is it? It's a black tea. It's an Assam. Um, and it comes from yes, it's a black tea from Assam, and it comes from the Assam region of India. Um, and it's known for more of its really strong, really earthy flavors. Sometimes it can be a little astringent depending on where it comes from. But this one, I don't believe it's going to be it's going to taste very astringent only because there's a lot of chocolate and a lot of sugar from the sprinkles in it. So I'm really looking forward to this blend. Um, I'll wait until I'll wait until it's done before I start talking about what it tastes like. Oh, but I mean, I'm telling you right now, it smells incredible. It's really sweet, kind of milky, kind of creamy. I'm really enjoying just being in its presence. So when the scent comes out, oh yeah, this is the special St. Patrick's Day blend. Madison, welcome. And that's why I said it's a once a year blend. They don't make it available until St. Patrick's Day season, I should say, because it comes out a couple of miss you too, and I'm glad that you came to say hello. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. Um, I forgot my Rachel. Welcome. I forgot my train of thought. Alexa, stop. So that happened. Perfect timing. I lost my train of thought, but hey, I'm saved by the bell. I can fake it like I knew what I was doing this entire time. Whew. Oh, I was talking about the astringency. Yeah. Oh, I can understand. Don't worry about it. If you want, you can. I'm glad you stopped by. You're more than welcome anytime. I'm doing this every Friday, so feel free to stop in at any time. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When Adagio releases it, yeah. So the only times that you can get it are during Easter, during St. Patrick's Day season, or if you have enough rewards on their website, you can use it to buy to buy some of it off season, which I might recommend because this thing smells really really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this out. And I just realized I should have. Well, I'll show it off in a little bit. I'll just wait for it to cool down. If you guys can see, check out that color. That is a really beautiful color right here. Yep, all is safe on our end, and I hope you guys stay safe and healthy on yours as well. Cheers. So right now, this is smelling very, very hearty. It smells kind of like hot chocolate, it's just great right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take my first sip because I'm trying to stay as close to half an hour as possible. So we'll see how that goes. I can get a little verbose sometimes. Oh man, that's good. You can taste the chocolate is very very strong. It is a little astringent. I might have oversteeped it slightly, um, but it's not as bad because the chocolate and the sprinkles are sweetening it just enough. So this is I still taste astringency though, so I don't want to let this get cold because once it gets cold, the astringency comes out more, and that sometimes has a really adverse effect depending on whether or not you like astringency. Some people love it, so this is one of those teas that yeah, you can definitely put milk in it and and sweeten it up that way. It could definitely use a little bit of texture because this with the chocolate, the thickness of the milk will definitely enhance the flavor, or at least the experience. Mmm. Ooh, so hot. I burned my tongue a little bit. So, as I said before, Assam tea tends to be very strong, and this is no different. I'm getting a lot of like earth tones. Slightly, there's like a slight creaminess. I'm assuming that's from the sprinkles and the chocolate. And there is a Alejandra, welcome. There is I mean, this is basically a hot chocolate kind of tea. I mean, I have had others that tasted more like hot chocolate, but this is pretty close. Hey, Ma, welcome. Mm. And it coats your tongue. I gotta say, it coats your tongue pretty well. Um, I can sense all the flavors in my mouth all at one time. The astringency is a little bit stronger now. I think it's because it's yeah. I definitely oversteeped this just a little bit. I should have let the water cool off before. Yeah, I think 5 minutes was a bit too long for this. But I mean, last time I had it, it was really incredible. Like, it was spot on perfection. So I'm taking the blame for this one, and knocking it up, and checking it up, chalking it up to a mistake. I should have, yeah. I should have stopped the water a little bit before. I think last time I used the oolong setting, and that's why the oolong went to 195 degrees for 5 minutes. So that difference in temperature between 195 and 212, it's making a big difference. Um, I tend to forget that Assams can do that sometimes, and I pay the price. But in the meantime, I mean, live and learn. That's the beauty about tea. You can experiment. You can do what you want with it, and see what you like. You can sweeten it the way that you like. Some people use honey. Some people use sugar. Some people use stevia. I use stevia. Um, and it really gives it each one a new shade of flavor. So that is what I'm going with. Ooh, it's so hot. Oh, yeah. There we go. So now I'm getting like this sensation that goes all the way down to the back of my throat. It's getting, it's a little bit, oh yeah, the color of the tea is beautiful. I mean, check it out. It's a really dark reddish kind of tea, and it's almost, there we go. All right, sorry about that. It looks like I had some technical issues with the Wi-Fi. I'm not able to get a signal for some reason, but I turned it off. I'm using my data, and it should work from here on in. So welcome back, you guys. Sorry about the technical interruption. Oh no, it's not your connection. It's mine. I was in the middle of a sentence, and it just said trying to reconnect, and everything went frozen. I was like, ah. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, I hope that that didn't do too much too much damage. But yeah. So let me see. I completely lost my train of thought. Whatever it was gone. Oh, wait a second. There we go. Yeah, for some reason it turned off my brightness too. I don't know. Modern day issues. Oh, okay. So, I since I don't know where it was I left off, I was talking about the taste and how the astringency was impacting my palate. Um, the more what was this? What's a good drink in these? You mean for dealing with anxiety? Definitely something without caffeine. So I would turn more to herbals and tisanes. Um, a lot of people prefer the very fragrant ones, like flowery, lavender, chamomile, mint. Especially mint is awesome for dealing with anxiety because it stimulates the senses as you breathe it in. Um, and it really wakens you up. It's very refreshing. So I always, for anxiety, I always recommend decaf or herbal. I mean, I'm not one for decaf tea. It's never really been my thing. But for herbals that aren't supposed to be caffeinated at all, they do an incredible job with dealing with anxiety. Um, if you are looking for something that is caffeinated, I would recommend jasmine tea. It's a green tea, but it's very fragrant. You can always put mint in your tea as well to stimulate the senses when you do smell it. That way, Ralph, welcome. That way, as you drink it, the scents and the aromas go into your nostrils, and you still get that stimulation along with the caffeine that you may be craving. So yeah, those are my recommendations. Um, and of course, if you have anything that uh, tea bags. anything. If you have anything else in mind that you can mix with a tea, uh, it goes well. How about you? Anything that is scented, anything that's fragrant, definitely helps with anxiety. So it looks like my tea is cooled off a bit. So yeah, this was not a good idea. Um, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like, but I have melted melted sprinkles on my fingers. Okay, yeah, that was not good. I was trying to show you how much it opened. But yeah, it's not the cleanest. Yeah, check it out. So you see how much, especially this leaf right here, had opened up. That has released all its flavor. Um, and it looks like it hasn't actually been really, really oxidized because the leaves are more brown than black. Like you see, some of them still have a little bit of green. I'm not talking about that green. I'm talking about that green in the middle on the big leaf. You can see it was not oxidized all the way, so it still kept some of its green color. So this is should not be super duper strong. Um, and honestly, it isn't. It's a bit astringent, but that does not necessarily mean it goes to the strength of the flavor, but rather the strength of the leaf, if that makes sense. The the way that I steeped it, I oversteeped it. The leaf couldn't handle the full 212 for 5 minutes, so I should have pulled it out after about three. It would have been perfect, or I could have pulled out the tea. Sorry, I could have lowered the temperature to 195. I think it was 195. Yeah, it's at 195 for the oolong, and that would have given it a more mild and even tone. So you said if it loses its flavor in one steep, does that mean it's bad quality? Not necessarily. Um, the good tea won't lose its flavor, but what would happen sometimes is it will dull. Either when you oversteep it or when you steep it too many times at a lower temperature. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bad quality. It just means that it wore down. So it's hard to. It's more like the quality of the tea stems from its first taste. You know, if it tastes really really good, then I mean it's going to be a quality leaf. However, flavored leaves. This is what I think that you were getting at with the oolong that tasted like that smelled like buttered popcorn. The milk oolong that we had, that loses its flavor because all of that washes off in the first steep. So you get all of that flavor in the first one. Then when you steep it a second time, there's no flavor left. So it doesn't have that same buttery, creamy pop that it had first time around, which is more not a quality of the leaf, but a quality of the process, what the leaf went through to get there, and what the farm did or what the factory did when the leaf was picked and going through the oxidation process. So that's not necessarily quality of leaf, that's more quality of process. Okay, so I'm going to open up the floor. Questions, comments, anything you want to say. Now is a good time to bring it up. I'm going to answer Teresa's question as I usually do. What tea would I pair this with? I mean, sorry, what food would I pair this with? Since this is essentially a dessert tea, I would go along with something dessert-like. Anything that goes good with chocolate, I would go with like a cake, angel food cake, because I mean, if you're eating chocolate cake, it'll be hard to distinguish between the cake and the tea after a while. So if you really want to maintain that flavor, I would pair this up uh, with a white cake or an angel food cake, something like that. Um, this actually has a really good kind of pudding taste. Uh, Not as creamy as a pudding, but it's nice and wholesome. Very hearty flavor, which I expect from an Assam. But when you add the chocolate flavoring to it and the sprinkles, it really adds another dimension. And so, in that same vein of re-steeping, I would not recommend this tea to be re-steeped, only because as I mentioned before, the flavors are going to be gone. You might have some of the smushed up sprinkles left over, like you'll still get some of that, but as far as drinking the tea for a second time, it's kind of like just eh, you know. So I would definitely not recommend steeping it again. Um, and especially this particular one that I oversteeped, you're not going once it's oversteeped, that's it. You're not going to get um, a good flavor out of it after it's already burned. You know, I mean, two wrongs are not going to make a right. Mm. Okay, so now the astringency has gone down. I don't know if it's just if I don't know if it's me or if it's just that I've grown accustomed to the astringency, but I feel like it's not as astringent as it was before. I think it's more like now that it's semi cooler, you're getting I'm getting the chocolate and the sugar from the sprinkles a little bit more. Okay, so I've got a couple more minutes. I'm going to go over announcements. Um, I don't have anything big to announce right yet, but as I mentioned before, I wanted to do more outings and stuff, but currently Chicago has now been put on lockdown, so to speak, and so that's gonna hold off my tea crawls and my plans to do anything community related as far as meetups and tea adventures and stuff like that. But that's not going to stop me from continuing to do other things like my raffles. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but here's what I want to start doing because it's so easy for people to join on the link that I post. Um, However, to increase the to increase my audience and to increase the interaction, what I'm going to start doing is I'll announce about a week in advance that I will be doing a raffle live on the program, and whoever is here watching, they will have to comment to say, "Hey, I want in on the raffle," and then they'll be on the raffle. I'll take a little hat and I'll write their names in a on a paper, throw it in the hat, pick it at random. That way, that way people will be more encouraged to join in and watch and participate, because I mean that's what the community is all about. It's about getting people involved, about getting people more excited about tea. So, that being said, thank you. I'm I'm definitely interested in getting people engaged, and now with this going on, More people are at home. They're looking for stuff to do. So I highly recommend join the team. Watch the stream. And you want to be on the raffle in advance? Well, unfortunately, I can't make those promises because it's going to be live. It's going to happen right here and now. So when that raffle comes, and I say who wants to be in the raffle, then you guys have to say me, 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 and then yeah, you get into the raffle. So I think that would be the best way to go from here on out. And yeah, so that works for me. I know. I would give you special treatment just because you're my mom, but since it's on live, I have to unfortunately play by the rules, or else I'd get booed. Okay, so questions, comments, anything you want, just throw at me. I'm open to suggestions. I have a couple minutes left. Actually, I do not have a couple minutes left, but I'll keep it open just because. Yes, my cute little mom, who's watching me from home because she's so supportive. Tea review request pink cashmere tea. That would be interesting. I have looked it up before, and I think that they were discussing that. If I'm not mistaken, we were discussing it last week with Juliet, or this was something that we learned about at Lula. I'm drawing a blank, but I remember the name Pink Kashmiri Tea. So that is definitely something that I would like to do. We'll see. I have plenty. I have plenty of tea in my cabinet, and now that we're restricted from like really going out, I'm going to have to drink what's already in my. Oh, poor me! I can't go out and buy more tea. No, but I'm gonna have to drink what's in my cabinet for the time being, which is great because I have to actually now open up some new stuff, and I'm like, yes, finally, I'm getting around to this. But yeah, like I'm happy to do those requests if I can find where to order pink cashmere. If they have it at Lula or if they have it anywhere, then by all means I'll go out, find it, and then review it. I mean, it sounds like a really interesting blend. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not something I ever had. But in the same vein, it's exploratory, and that's part of the beauty of this job. You know, it's finding out what I like and what I don't like. Okay, questions, comments, anything? I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this this whole cup because I took a while to blend it. But I'll take a couple more sips and a couple more questions. If you have anything, throw it at me. Now is the time. Oh yeah, the astringency is coming back. Now that it's cooled down, the flavors are starting to get stronger, and the astringency is coming back kind of with a vengeance. So I would definitely recommend drinking this tea. Just be careful of the temperature. Be careful of the time, and you should be fine. So, it looks like my time is up. Thank you guys for joining me once again. I very much appreciate you sticking with me. I will be back next week. Look for something new. I've got a couple of ideas going, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, stay safe. Okay, baby the tea. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll baby the tea just a bit. But yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside if as long as you can. Live your best life, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.